Hi, this is Jay Prosper. I'm so glad to be speaking to you again. I want to say hello to everybody out there. It's always a pleasure to speak when I can speak. I love to speak positive things. I like to speak things that will open up people's minds and open up people's awareness of certain things. And if you're following me on YouTube, I appreciate if you share, if you subscribe. If you're following me on Facebook or even watching this video, it's not a mistake that you tuned into this station. This is not a mistake. Sometimes the Most High will cause us just to tune into a station just to see what's going on with that and see what words we can get from that. And like I said, if you share my videos, I appreciate it. It will get the word around to so many different people. Having 2020 vision in the year 2020. Ever since the year 2020 came, since the beginning of the year 2020, there have been catastrophic situations happening in the earth. Catastrophic situations happening in the earth. And there are a lot of people that are blind, that eyes are getting ready to be opened up by the Spirit. They have eyes that they think they can see. We're not talking about these physical eyes, but we are talking about the spiritual eyes. Even when Elijah was trying to show the people certain things, he said, Lord, can you open up their eyes? And when he opened up their eyes, they were able to see chariots of fire. So when I speak about 2020 vision, I am not talking about physical vision, because there are people that cannot see but have great gifts and accomplish a lot of things. Look at Stevie Wonder, great gifts without seeing physically, but spiritually he was able to get in touch with his gift and bring to us very, very good music. So spiritually, a lot of us are blind. A lot of us don't see what's happening in the earth. They don't see the things that are causing catastrophic events in the earth. So we have to open up our spiritual eyes so that we can be deceived. Now, when God opens up our spiritual eyes, we are not blind to situations around us. When God opened up our spiritual eyes, we are able to see everything that is happening today in the spiritual realm that are causing catastrophic physical effects on the earth. I'm going to say that again. Spiritual things are causing us to have physical catastrophic events and effects on the earth. So people, we have to open up our eyes in 2020. Certain people has been put into government, and by one man's disobedience to God, by one man that is not supposed to be at the place he is supposed to be, whether that is a man in church or a follower or a leader, if you are not called to lead, then you shouldn't be in leadership positions. And when people are put in leadership positions that are not leaders, catastrophic events happen. Example, Jonah was a great prophet, a great man of God, and he was disobedient to God. So Jonah boarded on the boat, and the storm started to come. And different things started to come out of the sky. Hail, locusts, different things started to happen. And the people on the boat didn't know why these things are happening. So they cast lots. Listen, they cast lots. Some people cast votes. Cast lots is casting votes. But in Jonah's case, if the lots, whoever the lots fell on, whoever foot the lots fell at, that was the person that was causing all of these catastrophic events. So lo and behold, they threw the lots. The lots landed on Jonah. They said, this man right here is not supposed to be on the boat. We're going to have to throw this guy overboard. And that's the same thing in the government today. There are people that are not supposed to be on the boat. And as long as they are on the boat, people, we will have catastrophic affairs. So instead of casting lots, you need to cast your votes, because this is how things are going to change. But they did not know. They was on the boat. They did not know the storm was coming. They thought it was maybe one of them, because everybody knew that they had something wrong within them. But this storm was too great. And there are storms that are regular storms. Then there are storms in our lives, or storms, physical storms that come upon us because of our disobedience. One man disobedience will destroy an entire world. Because of the disobedience of Adam, the entire world was destroyed through sin. Because of the leadership of one man, Hitler, it caused a lot of Jews to be destroyed. And because of the leadership of certain people in government, it is getting ready to cause the more catastrophic affairs in this world. And I don't think it's going to get better, people. I think we have to open up our eyes, 2020 vision, and we have to turn to God. I hate to bust your bubble. First of all, I want to say that I'm sorry for the coronavirus. I'm sorry for anybody that's lost to the coronavirus. But I am here to tell you, people, open up your eyes. First of all, the coronavirus came. They say it was from China. And it started to spread all over the place. The United States didn't hardly have any coronaviruses. Then all of a sudden, the United States became one of the epicenters of the coronavirus disease. I'm going to ask you a question to open your eyes. Could it be that the wrong leader is on the boat? Okay, open up your eyes, people. Coronavirus, I want to show you another thing. First, they said it was 1 or 2 people in the United States. Then this thing started to multiply and multiply and multiply. 2020 vision, people. And I always believe, and I always will believe, that coronavirus was not created in a lab. And if it was, that's a possibility. But I do not believe that it just started from people to people. I believe that it was a biological and chemical warfare dropped upon the world, and it spread it that way, and it became airborne, and people started giving it to other people. But I believe it came airborne, and I believe that's why it is multiplying. So I know that you need to trust in God, and you need to have 2020 vision. Because I believe if it's airborne, that means when you turn on your AC, it's a possibility of getting it. When you turn on your heater, it's a possibility of getting it. Wherever you turn on any vents, it's a possibility of getting it. Because it was dropped out of the sky. Now they tell us to wear masks so we can protect from people to people. And we began to wear masks to protect people from getting infected from us or from them. But then you started to see, because I've been telling people for the longest, this thing is airborne. So then you started to see animals getting it in the Bronx Zoo. You started to see cats and dogs getting it all over the place. And I don't think our mouths are that close to a cat or dog or even any animal's mouth to get coronavirus. And if it is, a lot of us love our animals. We'll kiss them on the face or kiss them on the head. But it's not very common for everybody to do that. So I believe that if animals are getting it, even in the Bronx Zoo, I believe it was dropped. There was other people that said, I did everything I can do. I social distance, I wore masks, I washed my hands. I do not have an idea in the world how I got coronavirus because it was dropped. 2020 vision, people. Let us open up our eyes so that we can see that what is getting ready to come upon the earth. Okay, so the coronavirus, if it's biological warfare, it started to make more sense to me when they said, wear your mask every day. Okay. Then it still started to multiply and multiply and multiply. More deaths. Then they started to tell us, because they know something we don't know. Wear your mask in the street. Certain places, if you don't have a mask on, you are going to get a fine. Why? Because they know something we don't know. That it was dropped. And to avoid panic, we are not going to tell them that it was dropped. The president said something about disinfected, which which wasn't a bad idea. Drinking it was a bad idea. But disinfected is very, very good. People use Lysol in their house. They use spray in their house. These things kills germs. But I said to myself, a lot of other countries are not dealing with this coronavirus. And I said, why? If you look on some videos, they are getting garbage trucks and spray trucks, and they are spraying the street, the poles, and the lights with Lysol disinfectant. I believe that if they spray the streets of America, if they spray the streets of the United States, if they come out here and spray, even if they do have to lock us down for a couple of weeks and they want to spray, I believe it will kill a lot of the bacteria that is in the air, and it will eliminate a lot of coronavirus if it is in the air. We never heard any environmental protection agency speaking about testing the air to see if coronavirus is stagnant in the air. Everybody's worried about, oh, don't breathe on me, don't do this, don't do that, and that's okay. But we haven't heard the experts tell us if they put their gun out there and test the airs and the proteins and everything in the air to see if the coronavirus is actually stagnated in the air because it was dropped. Is it actually floating around places? Do tests where there's no people, where there's nobody breathing. Go in the desert, go in certain rural places and do tests where people are not, and then give us your conclusion on if the coronavirus is airborne, because I believe it is, people. In 2020, we have to open up our eyes. Another thing that's happening in 2020 is serious racism everywhere. It is so bad, people. They are burning Bibles. They are hating each other, just like in the 60s. And then we got to ask you a question. Are we really going forward, America? Or are we going backwards, America? And so instead of saying God bless America sometimes it's godless America. Because a lot of us are losing our communication with God. So the racism is ridiculous. You go outside, you feel like you're in the 1960s again. Instead of dogs now, they're using tear gas and using all type of things because people are protesting for freedom, justice, and equality. And I'm not only talking about black people. I'm talking about anybody that's protesting for freedom, justice, and equality. Because when you protest for freedom, justice, and equality, you are protesting for democracy. That's why people are protesting when they feel that you have wronged them or you have something against them. And they stand together as a unity and they protest. So a lot of things, catastrophic things are going down in the world. And there are certain leaders in the office that do not even say anything about the race situation. So is that being disobedient to God? I believe it is. And I believe that certain individuals are just like Jonah that was on a ship and was cast into the belly of the whale. But it is up to you to throw that person overboard. Throw them overboard and get a new leader. Now, another thing that's happening that people don't see, they don't see it coming. We need 20/20 vision, people. We don't need to be seeing blurry or half-cocked. We need 20/20 vision. Another thing that I've been hearing lately, and I've been telling you people, about the mark of the beast. They said that they have a shortage of change. They said the economy is in a very, very critical condition. Don't you know that before the mark of the beast becomes into fruition, our economy have to be affected, because the mark of the beast is going to be a chip that has 3 components. Security, meaning monitor everybody, and GPS, where we could follow and monitor everybody, is one component. Another component is medical information. Everybody's medical information is going to be put into that chip. So, because there's a big thing with the first responders right now. So in order for the first responders to be protected, they are going to have a chip that soon as a person is picked up by these medical responders, it is going to have It is going to have your medical information in it, so they don't have to ask you questions, do tests, find anything out. The time is coming where you will have to be tested for everything mandatorily. No more HIPAA law. No more HIPAA law. You will have to be tested for everything, and whatever ailment comes up, it will be put on the information of that chip. Let us open our eyes, people. The last one is financial economy. There will not be a dollar. Dollars and money are getting ready to be extinct, people. It's getting ready to be extinct. You won't be able to feel money. You won't be able to count it like we like to do. It is getting ready to be over. We are getting ready to go into a new system. A new system where when you get paid, it will be computed into that chip. When you go to the supermarket to buy something, swipe, it's going to come out of that chip or out of the chip in the head when you go through the headbands that they're getting ready to have, which is also going to be eye fingerprinting. Your eye is going to be a fingerprint. Your pupils, nobody has the same eye. You will be able to look into something by identification. Okay? The Bible also talks about 3.5 years of peace and 3.5 years of war. So let me show you a scenario. If they came out today and they said, we are getting ready to get rid of the dollar. We have a new system, which you're going to hear. And it's going to be a chip that's going to be given to everyone. And all your finances, you have to go down and convert it into the new system's money. It's going to be converted into the new system, which is the mark of the beast in the new world order. And where's the peace going to come in at? Let me show you where the peace coming at. If they came out with that thing today and everybody's money was taken away, guess what? You're going to lose hustling. You can't hustle and make money on the side no more, because that's going to be done with. Nobody can make counterfeit money anymore, because that's going to be done with. Money's going to be done with, so you can't counterfeit anymore. Okay? Great. So a lot of people are going to be at ease with that. You can't rob people anymore because there's no money to give you. I don't have any money. You can't go into the store and rob the store because there's no money to give you. Everybody's going to be protected by that chip which is in them from robbers. They cannot take your chip. Somebody say, well, what if they take your chip? They cannot take your chip. They can't cut your hand off and use your chip, because the chip is going to work in conjunction with your DNA. This is how the medical information comes into effect. The chip is going to be monitoring your blood cells, your DNA. That DNA is going to be connected to every other thing, every other information within that chip. So once any one of the components are disconnected, because maybe somebody's hand do get decapitated or whatever the situation is, it will not be able to work. That chip will not work, because it's only going to work in conjunction with blood and the movement of blood and the circulation of blood. So that's where we're going to have peace. But then we have to be careful, because the Bible speaks about those that take the chip and those that don't take the chip. And so it's going to be a whole new world order, 2020 vision for the year 2020. So we have to open up our eyes, because we are, and you can refer to this video. I am telling you that over the next couple of months, they are going to be speaking about a new world order concerning finances. I am telling you to open your eyes, because they are going to look to the new world order to monitor your medical information. No more HIPAA. The HIPAA law is getting ready to be gone. People that know what the HIPAA don't know what the HIPAA law is to protect you. Nobody can just go into your medical records and go around and tell the world what you have, because that's a violation of the HIPAA law. They cannot give information to other people, because that's a violation of the HIPAA law. But all that's going to be done. And this is what happens when we don't hold on to democracy. Without democracy, we are a dictatorship country if we don't have democracy. And that's what this is getting ready to turn into. It's getting ready to turn into a dictatorship company. Then all the leaders is going to come together, combine to control the new world order. And this is where the scripture says the government will be on his shoulders. So everything that is happening today is leading us to a change in the government, a change in the financial order, a change in medical evaluations and how it works, and a change in security and how it is going to be monitored. Now, I forgot the word, but they have a way of contacting who has coronavirus next to you. And they have a way of doing some type of contacting to find out who has the coronavirus. Well, what this is doing is what I said, people remember. This is what I'm talking about, the GPS, tracking. I think it has something to do with the word tracking. Now, watch out for that word tracking, because it sounds small, but it's getting ready to turn into something big. Tracking. Now, tracking, once they begin to track everybody through the chip, everybody will be trapped. No more democracy, no more freedom of speech, no more freedom of religion. Another thing is happening is freedom of speech. People are protesting. Not only, when I say protesting, I don't want you to think about Black Lives Matter only. You have people that's standing up and protesting for their rights. And there's not going to be no more of that because of what's going on with the protests. All of this is leading. George Floyd killing was one thing, but it's leading up to us to protest, and other groups are protesting. Women are protesting for equal rights. Gays are protesting to try to get equal rights. So what I'm saying is, the democracy is going to be gone because they are getting scared of what's going on with the protests. So now they are getting ready to develop. We cannot have this. Once we know who everybody is and where everybody is, this is where I said the peace is going to come in again, is because nobody are going to be able to rob you, because they are just like your cell phone. If you do a crime and you're making a call, like some people do, they do a crime and they'll call somebody right away. I did it, it's done, we good, peace, everything is okay, over and out. Next thing you know, they're on first 48, and the thing that's busting these people is the phone. Why? Because it's pinging off of towers. So once you get this GPS tracking system, it's going to ping off of towers. You are not going to be able to do nothing without them being able to 100,000,000% identify that you was here at this time, at this point, and there is no denying. So they are working on things that we don't think they are working on. And we have to have 20/20 vision. Now, why we have to have 20/20 vision? Because you have to clearly see. You can't think and see somewhat and vote for somebody without having your eyes open to see if you are contributing to the evilness of people that are leading up to the mark of the beast. If you vote for somebody because you don't have the vision to see their ways and some destruction happen, don't you know other people's blood is on your hand? Well, so many people are voting because they want to be down. So many people are voting because of racist reasons. And we all lost God. We have gotten away from God so much. And God is the only one that's going to deliver us through this mark of the beast scenario. So what I am saying is we have to open up our eyes, because maybe you're not affected by a lot of things that the heads of government are doing, but your children is going to be affected down the line. Their children are going to be affected down the line. We have to pray and say, God, give us 20/20 vision, because God said he will give them a vision, because without the vision, the people perish. I'm going to say that again. Without a vision, the people perish. We need our vision to be right. We need to make the right choices. We need to vote the right people in, because we are getting ready to, on the brink of losing our democracy, our freedom, our freedom of speech, our rights to have our rights preserved, whether we go to the hospital, whatever the situation is. And we need to have 20/20 vision. Now remember, I told you this, people. Remember, listen to the news. Listen to the news. Stock markets is getting ready to crash. Money's not going to be no good. And I believe it will be in a lot of our lifetimes. Money is not going to be no good. Even in Europe and other places, they have another currency called euro. They have other things in China where you have a chip under your thumb. These things are getting ready to become revolutionized. And once a strong leader is in office, he's going to combine with other leaders. And those leaders will combine with other leaders, and they're going to become one new world order. One new world order. So people, this is what I'm going to tell you when I get off. Ask God to give you a vision. And ask him to give you 20/20 vision for the year 2020. So when voting time comes around, you may be able to see who's the true candidate. And you will be able to see who has the spirit of the devil. You need your eyes to be open. Because if the blind lead the blind, they both fall into the ditch. And we don't want to keep pulling people in the ditch. We want to see and teach our brothers how to see. And teach them to teach their brothers and sisters how to see. And a lot of things are going to be accomplished, not through casting lots, but through casting votes. So go and cast your votes. This is Jay Prosper. If you like what I'm saying, please share my video if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on Facebook, please share my video. If you see the subscribe button, please push the subscribe button and push share. I appreciate your comments. We can speak by phone. When I go live, I will have a live phone service, so you can call in and give us your opinions. But this is Jay Prosper, the letter J, PROSPA, 2017 at gmail.com. Use it. Keep in touch. Tell me your comments. And before I leave, I want to tell you to ask God to give you 20/20 vision in this year 2020. And be safe. Be safe in more ways than one. And may you be blessed. And may you continue to prosper even as your soul prosper. Tell me how you like this video. Jay Prosper.